true, right? But there's a synergy to it. So if we have a strong first-party content, not only with our console, but also other platforms like computers. And the first-party can be grown with multi-platforms, and that can help operating profit to improve. So that's another one that we want to practically work on. I personally think there are opportunities out there for improvement of margin. So I would like to go aggressive on improving our margin performance. Now to INSS generation, because in the past, as you all know, we wanted to popularize console, and the title was something, and the first-party title main purpose was to make the hardware or the console popular, right? It is true, right? But there's a synergy to it. So if we have a strong first-party content, not only with our console, but also other platforms like computers. And the first-party can be grown with multi-platforms, and that can help operating profit to improve. So that's another one that we want to practically work on. I personally think there are opportunities out there for improvement of margin. So I would like to go aggressive on improving our margin performance. Now to INSS generation, because in the past,
I'm the reason Sony has PC ports. And I'm pushing out PC ports faster. Jim Ryan did what he was told to do by... I'm the reason Sony has PC ports. And I'm pushing out PC ports faster. Jim Ryan did what he was told to do by... I'm the reason Sony has PC ports. And I'm pushing out PC ports faster. Jim Ryan did what he was told to do by... I'm the reason Sony has PC ports. And I'm pushing out PC ports faster. Jim Ryan did what he was told to do by... I'm the reason Sony has PC ports. And I'm pushing out PC ports faster. Jim Ryan did what he was told to do by...
According to former PlayStation Studios head Shuhei Yoshida, the company's PC strategy is less about expanding its fanbase and more about exploiting a readily available revenue stream. Yoshida, speaking on Sacred Symbols Plus, openly admitted that he advocated for PC ports long before Sony officially adopted the strategy. The rationale? Simple, untapped markets and easy money. He claims the idea is to convert PC players into PlayStation customers, suggesting they might buy a console for future installments of their favorite franchises. Releasing on PC does many things. It reaches a new audience who do not own consoles, especially in regions where consoles are not as popular, Yoshida explained. The idea is that those people may become fans of a particular franchise, and when a new game in that series comes out, they may be convinced to purchase a PlayStation. However, this argument rings hollow to many. PC gamers are notoriously... According to former PlayStation Studios head Shuhei Yoshida, the company's PC strategy is less about expanding its fanbase and more about exploiting a readily available revenue stream. Yoshida, speaking on Sacred Symbols Plus, openly admitted that he advocated for PC ports long before Sony officially adopted the strategy. The rationale? Simple, untapped markets, and easy money. He claims the idea is to convert PC players into PlayStation customers, suggesting they might buy a console for future installments of their favorite franchises. Releasing on PC does many things. It reaches a new audience who do not own consoles, especially in regions where consoles are not as popular, Yoshida explained. The idea is that those people may become fans of a particular franchise, and when a new game in that series comes out, they may be convinced to purchase a PlayStation. However, this argument rings hollow to many. PC gamers are notorious. According to former PlayStation Studios head Shuhei Yoshida,
Get lost, you're trash. I'm gonna replace your pro patch needing ass in 2027. Rest in peace, BS.
But the thing you have to consider also that I think gets under-discussed in the games industry is that when Sony sells a game digitally on PlayStation 5 through the PlayStation Store, they take 100% of the proceeds of the revenue that comes out of that title. It all goes to them because they don't have to pay a store fee because they are the store. Maybe internally, like when they play around with the budgets, maybe the studios have to pay the 30% of the store. I'm not 100% sure, but the company overall gets 100% of the money. When PlayStation sells a game on Steam, they only take 70% of that money because they have to pay 30% to Steam. That's a huge difference. And I think that plays a role in the economics here. And the other thing is, I mean, I think PlayStation, they're looking over at Xbox and saying, man, like we need to make sure that we don't lose our brand. And I think that's part of it too.
Christopher Sonderberg,
But the thing you have to consider also that I think gets under-discussed in the games industry is that when Sony sells a game digitally on PlayStation 5 through the PlayStation Store, they take 100% of the proceeds of the revenue that comes out of that title. It all goes to them because they don't have to pay a store fee because they are the store. Maybe internally, like when they play around with the budgets, maybe the studios have to pay the 30% of the store. I'm not 100% sure, but the company overall gets 100% of the money. When PlayStation sells a game on Steam, they only take 70% of that money because they have to pay 30% to Steam. That's a huge difference. And I think that plays a role in the economics here. And the other thing is, I mean, I think PlayStation, they're looking over at Xbox and saying, man, like we need to make sure that we don't lose our brand. And I think that's part of it too.
Christopher.
Some of the third-party games are pretty much just digital. You really do. You know what I'm saying? Like to have your ownership. You really do. Hello, this is Broly SS Guy, and I'm back with another video. This video, I like to talk about Rockstar and how they went back on their word about not giving us a physical copy of Grand Theft Auto 6. I've been hearing now that they pretty much confirmed that. Well, I don't know if they confirmed or not, but I guess it's like a rumor saying that Rockstar is not ever planning on giving us a physical copy, and that sucks. And on top of that, it's like that pretty much gives them too much power over their game. Way too much power over that game. You know that, right? So if anything happens, that game can be snatched off your system. It could be, you know, corrupted that data, whatever, or Anything that happens, bro, like it's just terrible. We have no kind of ownership, real true ownership. Put it that way. We have no true ownership over these games. We really don't. Now, let's talk about Sony. Now, Sony, I don't know how long ago it was. They came out a while back talking about how 85% of the gamers are digital owners. They buy digital copies more than physical copies. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I don't believe that. I think Sony said that because they want us to believe that. So that way we can't complain about getting digital copies coming to us. So like you got people defending it, well, saying, well, hey, listen what Sony said. They said that 85% of the players on base now is digital only. So you can't be mad at this developer for giving us a digital copy when you're not even buying a physical copy. Keep this in mind. For me, if I want to buy a physical copy, it's got to be a game that I really want to buy. I really want to play bad. Well, besides Spider-Man 2, I got that digitally. I bought Miles Morales on digital sorry, physically. I got God of War Ragnarok physically. Uh what else? Mortal Kombat 2, whatever, that's physical. Mortal Kombat 1, physical. So I try to support the physical copy. I just bought Batman Lego Dark Knight, whatever it's called. Legacy of the Dark Knight. I bought that physical as well. As pre-order Marvel Tokon physical copy from GameStop. I got the Batman game from GameStop. I'm supporting my GameStop 'cause I don't want to see my GameStop disappear because people are so upset about what GameStop does. Like some GameStops are bad, some are not. And on top of that, not everybody in GameStop acts the same way. So like I can't sit here and be like, well, all GameStops are evil. Every person in GameStop is evil, so I'm not gonna be ever going to GameStop. Yeah, keep on saying not going to GameStop. Let's what happens. We had no kind of physical copies, physical disc to go buy. And when these other places like I don't know, Best Buy or Target or Walmart stop selling those games in those stores, what you gonna do then? Amazon? You know what? Amazon started giving out codes, so then what you gonna do then? Just codes only. I'm just saying, like, y'all gotta think, man. Like, bruh, they are trying to make us feel as though digital is the best way and the only way to go about it, buying games. And they have total control over these games. Let's just okay. Let me give you an example of how I like. I'm sure plenty of people know that. Let's just say you buy a game, right, and it's like no, it's not working correctly, right? So you call Sony and say, "Hey, Sony, this game is not working right. I'd like to have a refund." They can go to your library and delete that game out of your, you know what I'm saying, out of your library. Even though you tell them to do it, they can do it at the same time. They have the power to do so. That's my point. They got the power to go into your library and take out any game they want, and if they feel like it, if they wanted to do it. That's my point right there. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't want that. I don't want them to be able to go to my library whenever they feel like it. You know, they don't, they shouldn't be doing that. But that's just my point is, what if we get to the point they can do it? Like, you know what, something happens and with the publisher, I don't know, with the license or whatever, and something happens, and you know what, yank, they yank your game right out of your library. So yeah, like I said, I prefer to have my physical copy of my games. That way you can't yank nothing from my library because it's right here beside me, beside my TV. Try yanking that. You can't. You can't yank that one out. So like, I don't trust Sony with these numbers. I don't know if it was Sony that told those numbers or another person that said it, but all I know is they're talking about some 85% of player base is like is digital. I don't like that, bro. I know I'm part of the problem. I do buy a lot of digital as well. I do, but I still try to support physical as well. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, a lot of times they don't even give you a choice to even buy a physical copy. Like look at Grand Theft Auto. That's for instance right there, right? They don't give you a chance to even buy a physical copy, so they can sit there and say, "Well, majority of y'all didn't buy this game because blah 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 blah." You know why? Because it was only digital only. I want to buy Ninja Gaiden 4 on physical. Nope, digital only. That was the last game I wanted to buy before I got the Batman game. Was the Ninja Gaiden 4 game? Digital. I wanted a physical copy of that. Couldn't even buy it. I wanted Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, but digital. I wanted that physical copy only. They didn't have it either. That's probably one I wanted to get. That's I think it was both of them. They both, neither one of them had a physical copy. Nope. I did get Gears of War. I'm sorry, Gears of War. A physical copy of that. I do get that physical copy. But I'm just saying, like us as gamers, for we really sit together and like buying these physical copies, bro. We really do. You know what I'm saying? Like to have your ownership. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be feel like I'm renting a game or some kind of DRM thing that happens and you feel like you gotta keep clocking, you gotta keep checking in. I don't like that either. Why we gotta check in? There should never be a point we gotta check in to do anything with these consoles. Period. You gotta check in and make sure you're online all the time. If you're not online, they'll take you offline. You can't. They'll lock you. They'll break your system. Now I know that Sony said they're not doing that, but like it's another way they're doing it. But at the same time, it's like, what if it gets to that point? What if it gets to that point? Then what you gonna do? Just because it ain't happened now doesn't mean it can't happen later. Well, they did that. They decided to do it when the PS6 comes out. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. But like I said, I do not trust. I do not put my trust in these companies at all because they lie so much. They really do. But anyway, guys, this is Brothers Guide. I just give you guys my thoughts about the situation and also try to support your Game Stops out here and try to buy a lot of physical copies of games that you want. Not just buy anything that's digital, physical. Try to buy a lot of physical copies of games that you want to play, games that you want to enjoy for the longer, for the long run. All right. Anyway, guys, this is Blessings, guys. Signing out. One love, and don't trust what these people say about 85% because people lie, and I feel like Sony's lying about that just to get us to buy more digital copies. So don't fall for it. I'm not gonna fall for it. I don't trust no company, and I don't believe those numbers. So like they said, even no, numbers don't lie. But I know one thing: people do, and I feel like Sony lied. Whoever made that number up is lying. If it ain't Sony, somebody said it. All I know is, and they lying, bro. I don't trust them, bro. That's anything for us to have less power of what we own. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. So anyway, be safe, be easy. God bless, one love, and peace. We really do. You know what I'm saying? Like to have your ownership. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when people try to warn you, like, hey, yes, Sony. Again, you know what I'm saying? Like, hello, this is Broly SS Guide, and I'm back with another video. Um, how you gonna tell somebody? Hello, this is Broly SS Guide, and I'm back with another video. Um, this is crazy, man. I just heard some bad news about Sony want to push their future of 2028 for physical copies to be obsolete to push in more digital. Basically, they're saying it's a wrap. No more physical games, and I think that sucks. Now, remember in my last video, I was sitting there telling you guys that Sony had gave us some kind of, number of 85% of the players are playing on, digital only and not buying the disc. I strongly don't believe that. And on top of that, keep in mind, look at Grand Theft Auto right now. Do you see any physical copy to be sold right now? Come on, man. And then you got people sitting there broadcasting 40 million people have downloaded the digital copy. Of course, idiot. I mean, that's the only way to play the game right now. That's the only way to even purchase the game is through digital only. And keep in mind, Sony's player base. A lot of people bought digital PlayStations. I don't think that outsold the physical, but who knows? It might have because it was cheaper. So it could have outsold the physical copy because people wanted a cheaper console just to play the game, just to get into the game. So, I think that sucks. But this is the thing. You got YouTubers out here that's making you try to telling you guys like telling us, not you, telling us because I'm in this too. That's telling us, oh, we don't have the power. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing you can do about it. No, please, bro. I don't want to hear that crap because if PC gamers can go here and get together, band together, and stop Sony from doing things and make Sony change their mind about certain things, why can't console players do it? That's a load of crap. I mean, we got power too. But we're the ones that support Sony. We're the ones that put money in their pockets. So we can give it and take away. You know what I'm saying? So like if enough people band together, like, you know what, nah, we're gonna start just buying more physical and push back against the digital and stop purchasing Sony's first party games digitally and buy it physically. Not just that. Games, other games as well. See, the problem is, it's like Sony be putting those games on sale in the store, and people wait for sales. And it's, you'll see a sale on a digital copy, in the store before you see it on a physical copy. I'm assuming that's how it probably works. But I don't like that. I don't like that. You got YouTubers out here, mocking people, just complaining about it, and they don't like the fact that Sony is getting rid of physical copies in 2028. I don't like that, bro. Like you sit here talking about something. Well, they get rid of physical copies, and like, how are you gonna tell somebody? How are you gonna be the one to be like, well, you're the one. You're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. You sit there on stream live. Somebody, I would gladly spend $100 for Grand Theft Auto, and it's a digital copy on top of that. You're part of the problem. You sit here blaming everybody else. You're part of the problem yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when people try to warn you, like, hey, look, there's only $100 version and for the digital version, they're not even showing a 79.99 digital version at all. That night, PlayStation launched Grand Theft Auto 6. That they didn't show no 79 $8 version in the store. I never seen it for 79.99. I never seen it in the store until that next day. Late through the next day, it popped up with 79.99. Other than that, throughout that night, it was on a $100 version. That's it for 100. You know what I'm saying? So people probably was like, well, maybe there's gonna be something for $100 only. That's it. So a lot of people spent their money for $100. But this is how scummy that Sony is. They use they use Grand Theft Auto as an scapegoat. That's pretty much what they did. And these YouTubers are doing the same thing. You guys spent all this money on Grand Theft Auto. You guys for digital. Of course, numbnuts, do you see a physical copy around? And then on top of that, there's stories about them not even putting out a physical copy. I'm sorry, physical copy. We get like mixed messages talking about they're gonna put one out, and they say they're not gonna put one out. It's like, what do you expect people to think? They want to get the game. They're excited for the game, so they just got it digitally. And when there's no physical copies, what do you expect to happen? Some over 40 million are sold, over 50 million. Yeah, of course it is. That's the only thing available, duh. You know what I'm saying? Like, get it right, dude. Like, this nigga sitting here complaining about people buying it and blaming them when even myself, I was like, well, where is the cheaper version of the game? Because he's like, only thing that's been sold is the most expensive version for the Ultimate Edition. That's all I seen that night was Ultimate Edition. I didn't see nothing saying standard throughout that day. That did not. So I'm assuming that happened to a lot of other people as well. In my opinion, I don't know. It might not happen to other people. I know it happened with me. All I saw was just the Ultimate version. I didn't get it. But anyway, um, I think our best bet is to fight Sony on this. Start buying the physical copies. I already pre-ordered Marvel Tokon. I'm about to pre-order Wolverine as well. I mean, look at their output though. I mean, if you if people ain't buying physical like that from you guys, y'all ain't putting out no games like that. Y'all really haven't. Astro Bot. I didn't want no Astro Bot. I bought God of War Ragnarok physically, physical version of God of War Ragnarok. I got Horizon Forbidden West. I got that digitally. But you see how I mix and match it? I don't have to buy everything physical or all everything digital. I mix and match my stuff. But I can't go back. I can't go back and buy um Horizon Forbidden West physically. You know what I'm saying? I could do that if I want to. I got Spider-Man Miles Morales. I think that's on physical for PS4. I think I got the Spider-Man 2 digitally. But again, I can go back and buy that for physical copy as well. You know what I'm saying? But like, um, I only did that because it was more convenient. But as I'm starting to see how these companies want to take away our power to own stuff, it started to hit me like, you know what? Because I didn't realize by us buying digitally stuff, I thought we owned it, regardless of it being digital or physical. Like it didn't matter, but I was still buying it. Between the two, I was switching between physical and digital. That's how I was doing it. Like I thought it didn't really matter because at the end of the day, when my money goes through, it purchases it for myself to have to own it. But come to find out, Sony's starting to take away stuff from the store. All those movies are being gone from the store. It's like, no, that's a big red flag for me right there. They removed over 500 movies out of their store. That's a big red flag. So instead of some of these YouTubers out here that's telling us that we have no power, and then instead of them, they should be out here saying, look, go buy the physical. This is what happened with some of these movies right here. This could very well be your game library. 500 movies gone. It could be your 500 games gone out of your library. I'm not saying all at one time, but you never know. Like certain game you might love one day could be gone out your library. Hold on for a second. All right, I'm back. But yeah, so like you gotta be careful. So I don't know how in the world we go from people not liking physical to all of a sudden this I love digital, digital, digital. I mean I like it, but I don't love it. I have no problem going out there and getting you a physical copy. I mean I know it is more convenient to have a digital version because like you know how to get out to the store and go get it. But at the same time, it's like, bruh, you don't own it. That's the problem. You don't own that. You don't. I don't own it. We all don't own these games that's digitally in our library. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's almost as if Sony, its next console might be a PC. And they talking about no disk drive and all that kind of stuff for the PS6. I'm starting to feel like they want to make that thing a PC like the Helix. Could be wrong. And look at how they put out PC monitors and everything for talking about some diverse gaming. Nah, I think what it is, they gonna make that PS6 PC. That's what I'm starting to believe now. I'm starting to think they're gonna make that thing a PC. I don't know, man. Like it's feeling that way. Like Sony is going a PC route with this kind of stuff. But anyway, man, like I'm really disappointed in some of these YouTubers that's like out here telling people that we have no kind of say so, not say so, but we have no kind of power to change things around. It's never too late. 2028 is around the corner, but it's a good little ways from there. You know what I'm saying? We gotta go through 2027 first. If we can push through 2026, the rest of 2026, the rest of 2026, right, by buying more physical, and also through 2027, buy more physical. People with PS5s with disc drives, buy your physical copies of whatever games you love the most. Because a lot of times, what happens is though, this is how Sony's getting this too, right? It'll be little, tinky winky games on in the store you might want to try out, and it's cheap. See, they adding that stuff in there too. And they're slick with that. Then see, they're not really counting their first party games. What they're doing is they're going about the little games you might just want to buy for $5, $6, $2, $3 here and there, and they adding all that up too. I mean, that's something you might not be able to beat unless you go to GameStop and buy something, some cheap games out of there. That's how you can combat that as well too. You see what I'm saying? Um, but I still don't thinking how they probably, if it is 85% of players being pushed to digital, that could be a part of it too. Cause they add in the little small little titles that people can buy for $5 or $6, $6, $7, and those titles add up. You know what I'm saying? And they're seeing that grow. That's a possibility. I was pretty much thinking at one point like those pretty much just looking at the first party sales and big third party sales, you know what I'm saying? Like, like Call of Duty's their third party or something like Grand Theft Auto. And again, look at what Grand Theft Auto did. And another thing too, when I bought a game from Xbox with my PlayStation, Ninja Gaiden, like I know I said it about a couple of times, but I'm gonna say it again. Ninja Gaiden did not have a physical copy. And I wanted that game so bad on a physical copy disc. And I couldn't they didn't have it. So how is it's pretty much being like they're scamming us in a way to like they're pretty much okay, let's put it like this. They're pretty much setting us up to buy physical. It's like being they're what's the word? It's like they're putting us on a path to buy physical. I'm sorry, digital. You know what I'm saying? We're being forced to buy digital. When they don't have a digital, I'm sorry, if they don't have a physical copy of that game, you're gonna have to buy it digitally. So then that way you're gonna be like, well, look, you bought the digital version. Cause that's because you know why? There was no physical version of the game. So how does that make sense? It makes no sense at all, right? If you're gonna sit there and put out a digital copy only, and then you're gonna sit here and it'll be like, well, this is the reason why we're up to 85% in digital sales. Duh, because y'all didn't put out a digital copy of the game. Sorry, a physical copy of the game. And it happened so many times. So many times. And it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, it's pretty much a setup. It's a setup. Because they use, you notice how they waited till after Grand Theft Auto came out, all digital, no, after that game came out, all of a sudden now, this news broke out, right? And then you got YouTubers like Marlon Gaming Nation. Oh, look, 50 million sold, 50 million copies sold. I mean, I got no problems with Marlon whatsoever. I really don't, man. I'm not trying to talk shit about you. What I'm saying is like, bruh, you sit here and you keep on beating the drum about how many copies are being sold, but you're not sitting here saying, well, then again, there was not a physical copy around. And you're not also saying that again, the way they were going about business, they're not telling people, well, okay, well, they're telling people a physical copy is not coming ever. So what do you expect? What do you expect from people when they're hearing rumors of the physical copies is not going to be coming at all? So how are you going to blame the customers for buying a digital copy? And on top of that, you don't know when it's going to come out. If it does come out for a digital copy, I'm sorry, a physical copy, which is a disc. I'm not talking about a code in a box, a disc. And that's another thing that's stupid. Why even put a code in a box? It's still gonna be digital regardless when you download it or not. So that's dumb. It's so dumb. Anyway, um, Marlon Gaming Nation, bruh, like I said, I got no problem with what you do, but my thing is with you is like you are so quick to roll over and lay down and just die like a just. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like what? And that's why I mean that's why I had to make this video because like hearing him talk like that, like we got no kind of power. But when it comes to PC players, oh man, you can't deal with PC players. Sony messed up that bag, all this and that. I mean, it's like when it comes to PC players, it's like they're up in the clouds. It's like he put them in the clouds. They're all high and mighty. The PC players won't go for this and blah 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 blah. But when it comes to the Sony fans, we just roll over and just kill over and do anything Sony says, right? No. It doesn't work that way. See, he's not even saying we got the power to stop this crap. We really do. 'Cause he's thinking like, this is well, he is kind of right with some people. Like he was saying, like some people don't want it, don't care. They run the PC. That's on them. But that's not the majority of the fans. That's not majority of the fans that feel that way. So keep that in mind, Marlon. And we're not going to sit here and just keel over and just say, you know what, Sony, just go ahead and just make everything digitally. Sometimes you got to fight for what you want. You got to fight for what you believe in. And the way you be talking, bro, it's like you just lay down for anything, unless it's something about 60 frames per second. The only thing you die for is just from frames. If it's frame per second, you be going crazy, ballistic, and acting all crazy over some frames per second. When it comes to something like this, disc or physical, you sit here, well, I'm chill with it. I don't really, bother me like that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, at the same time, I'm not gonna go crazy over it either, but I don't like it. And I don't want to see that happen. And like I said, guys, support your GameStop, support your Best Buys, support your Walmarts. Go in there and buy those games, man. Or if you have to, order from Amazon. Order from some places that can see you in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. You know what I mean? Like just make sure you get a physical copy from now on. We gotta show these guys we love physical copies. Or this is gonna happen for me, and this is what I'm gonna do. In case it does be all physical, I mean digital in the future, I already got myself set up for myself to buy my games for my PS3. I can go to, I'm gonna start getting games from GameStop. I'm gonna start loading up on cheap games. I might end up buying me a old Xbox 360. I might get another PS3 as well. I got a PS3 right now, but it's pretty old. You know what I mean? Like the disc drive is kind of almost clocked out. It works and everything, but you got to mess with that thing. You know what I mean? But I might get me another PS3, get me another Xbox 360, and that'd be okay. I'm just, if they want to go that route, because I want to give me a PS6, but like hearing about all digital and then knowing I can control my library like that, and then you want to price this at $1,500 and $2,000 for a PS6 just to control my library, you might as well say you becoming an Xbox. And then you're just gonna make the whole PS Store Game Pass. Well, only about it, you taking out money, and then you're gonna sit here and take out games away from us in the future from the what? Because of licensing? All of a sudden, the license go out, you're gonna take out games away? Nah, I don't think so, man. That's the case, and I'll go ahead and just play on my PS3 and it's Xbox 360 or an Xbox One, something like that. I got an Xbox One in here too, so I play old games up there for real, though. Like, I'm not rocking that. But anyway, guys, that's my video. That's my little rant. I say fight the power, and I also say, you know, support physical copies. Please go out there and buy those games. I'm not gonna say sell the funds, but like if the game you want to buy it, you want to play it, buy it physically. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Just don't kill over it. Just don't let it just ride like Marlon Gaming Nation. He just let everything just. It is what it is. What are you gonna do? I can't stand that kind of attitude, bro. I'm sorry. I don't like that kind of attitude. Like a just like old Yeller, just hit me around back and shoot me in the back of the head. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the attitude that he has. Like, take me around back and shoot me back in the head. It's over. It's done with. You know what I mean? No, 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 no. Fight for what you believe in. Get your physical copies. All right, guys. This is Brothers Guys. Sign out. One love, peace, and God bless. Yes, Sony. Again, Yes, Sony. Again, this video is about me talking about how Sony basically is killing PS5 physical copies. Now let's see people blame good old Jim Ryan on this one, right? Good old Jim Ryan on this one. And check this out. And Nino Nishino Brown, whatever his name is, the latest interview they had with him, he was still talking about doing more what? Live service games. Now, I'm starting to think Jim Ryan wasn't pushed out now. I think Jim Ryan really did retire. You know why? Because if they were so upset with Jim Ryan with live service games, then why are they still chasing live service games? Jim Ryan was one of the last few that pretty much was about console war. I'm just being real. I mean, he pretty much believed in the console. He staggered PC ports. Hirooki Toki was forcing this nigga to pretty much, um, you know, put out PC ports faster if he was doing it. And then once he left, Hirooki Toki doubled down on making PC ports going faster and faster. Hirooki Toki. I mean, you got YouTubers out here, that's pro Japan. You know what I'm saying? Japan could do nothing wrong. And I'm not being racist. I'm just being real. Like, I know there's YouTubers out here will blame everything on Herman Hose, Jim Ryan, Herman Hose, Jim Ryan. Okay, then explain this. Why did the Chino, why is Hiroki Toki still doubling down on live service games? Why can't they say, you know what, we failed at it, we're done with it, we're going to move on? These two, you heard what this nigga said in the interview, in the article? Nino sit there and said that live service is a brand new thing. And they're excited about it. Like they just invented something brand new out for themselves, and they can't even get it to work properly. Make that make sense? They shut down your best live service that you have was Destiny 2. But then you want to keep Marathon alive. They're making a dumbest. Jim Ryan would be better decision than that. So you know what? Nah, this is our best shooter right here for live service is Destiny 2. We're not shutting this down. But Hiroki Nitoki, Nishino, and Herman Hose decided to shut that crap down. That's crazy. That is crazy. They're making the most dumbest decisions. And then they want to shut down physical copies of PlayStation for PlayStation games. The disc. Yeah, please blame Jim Ryan for this one too. Oh yeah, it's all goes back to Jim Ryan. You know what I'm saying? And Jim Ryan they do this, and Jim Ryan they do that. Jim Ryan, no, nigga. It's your boy. Hiroki Toki. Japan. That's right, Japan. It's your boy Nino Nishino. Japan. It's your boy Herman Host. I don't know where you from, but Herman Host, right? Anyway, look. In Japan, I don't think they don't even care about PlayStation in Japan. Aren't they pretty much like Nintendo Switch 2 and PC over there? Am I right or wrong? And what if but what if the 85% of the sales is in Japan? That's digital. They probably killed Japan as 85%. They ain't killed the whole wide world like that, bro. I mean, come on, it doesn't even seem right. 85% of the sales. You know they could be lying to us about these numbers. Have you ever thought about that? How do we know they're not lying to us just to put just to put this upon us? That way they can control our library. Have you ever thought about that? That they don't want to be put these games in the GameStop. They don't want to put these games in these stores because they want 100% profit. Have you ever thought about that? They got caught lying so many times. So many times they got caught lying. Come on, man. And then y'all, it's just they got caught lying about what? Something to do with Horizon having like a free PS5 upgrade, and then Jim Ryan said that they're gonna charge some money for it. Got caught lying with that. They got caught lying saying that Concord will be played for years to come. It was shut down within a week or so, less than a week. Lied about that. Lied about that. You know what I'm saying? Um, Check this out. They lied when they sit there and said that on the PS3, going to PS4, and the PS3, right? We was getting these emails saying that we're gonna be going to PS4 pretty soon, right? It's gonna be free online to play. Because everybody's talking about everybody's hearing rumors that we had to start paying for online, right? And we were like, nah, we didn't want to do that. And somebody started giving us emails of Sony saying, rest assured, we're gonna have free online on PS4. That was a lie. They lied about PlayStation Home. They was talking about how it's gonna be I think they said everything will be switched over to PlayStation Home to like the new PlayStation Home they was gonna give us on PS4. Atom Universe, what it was called? No Realms. I forgot the name of it. Was it PS4 or PS5? I think it was PS5. I can't remember. All I know is this: everything we had on those accounts did not come over because they didn't even give us PlayStation Home. They changed the thing to completely something different. They lied about that as well. But the biggest lie for me was they lied about free to play. When they went from PS3 to PS4, they lied about that, and I didn't like that. So yes, they lied a lot, and they can lie that many times. What in the world? What make y'all think they can lie about these numbers? Just to put this, and then you got YouTubers out here shout out to the rooftops. Yes, Sony said 85%. Come on, guys. 85%. It's like, bruh. And you just listen to everything Sony say when it comes to shit like that, right? When it comes to numbers. Numbers don't lie, yeah, but people do. Hey, look, I can sit here and say there's 10 of me out here. Is that true? I got 10 twins of myself out here running around. How about I got 20 twins of myself running around? Is that true? Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie, right? So the number 20 is real. But the thing is, the person behind me, the person that's saying how many of them out there, is that a lie? That's the question. So yes, numbers can lie when people lie about numbers. People can lie about numbers. So yes, it doesn't mean because that somebody said it that it's gonna be true. Ain't no 20 me out there. This is just like in my opinion, ain't no 85% of digital own digital sales out there. In my opinion, it's all just a scam to get us to go out there and to pretty much stop us from buying digital. I'm sorry, to stop us from buying physical and push us to a library that we're locked in and we're prisoners of buying what they want us to buy, and they can take it away whenever they feel like it, and that sucks. But yeah, let's blame Jim Ryan for this too. Yeah, Jim Ryan. Yeah. Herman host. Jim Ryan. That's the first thing people Jim Ryan. No, nope. Cannot blame Jim for this. Your boy Hirooki the Toki. Your boy Nino Nishino Brown, Japan. Japan. Both of them are from Japan. They're the ones that's doing this. Japan doing this. And of course Herman host as well. But this is the thing, right? Japan. It sucks, man. You know what I mean? Like we can, like I said, we had the power to fight back. Check this out. People, we all know that now that Sony, majority of their market of their business is 65% of PlayStation. If your next console flop, and if your games don't stop, if your games slow down in sales digitally and physically, you're gonna go under. They do know that, right? We got the power to shut them down. Or are they forgetting that majority of their business is 65% PlayStation, and they got the audacity to sit here and say we're gonna make everything physical, nigga. We can make it all disappear. Have y'all ever thought about that? We can make Sony disappear. As far as PlayStation, as far as you're doing movies and everything, whatever. We can watch the movies, whatever. But as far as PlayStation itself, it can just die away. We're not gonna take this crap from them. I mean, I don't want them to die away, but at the same time, it's like if you gonna act that way, you gonna try to, put us on a leash and chain. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you might as well be gone. That's not right, man. And then you gonna price your console expensive as I don't know what? No, nah, I'm not rocking that. I'm not rocking that. But this main topic is really much about people. Watch how you start seeing people. Not, I'm gonna say some people start, blaming Jim Ryan. No, Jim Ryan. It's all because of Jim Ryan. It's Jim Ryan never did this. It's Jim Ryan years ago. Jim Ryan's been gone for years. It's all comes from Jim Ryan. It's all comes from Herman Host. But hey, look, Nino Machino Brown, and like I said in that article, sit there and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna start on, pushing out more for gas games. You know what I'm saying? Live service games. They're not gonna let that go. They're going strong with that. So I don't, like, you know what? Like I said, for real, I don't think Jim Ryan was even fired no more. Jim Ryan was just a scapegoat. That's all he was. That's like, look at Phil Spencer and Satya Nadella. Like, Phil Spencer was in there to pretty much ruin Xbox, and he did that. And once he did that, they got him up out of there, and they got Asha to like the hero, and she's doing the same thing now. She's doing even worse job than Phil. She's sitting there firing everybody. Everybody's losing their jobs, or they're getting like transfers from that job, whatever, right? She's cleaning the house, and just to get your exclusives back for Xbox, it is what it is on y'all part. Like, I feel sorry for your devs over there on that side. Our side as well on PlayStation, you know what I'm saying? Like Bungie and everything, that's not cool either. And Sony's not they didn't do a good job with Bungie. They didn't even try to like support them with Destiny 3. They didn't even try to make them better at what they're doing with the game. Nothing from Sony. Sony need to quit, bruh. They need to quit live service, period. And then they sitting there and charging us for free to play games. Games out here coming to players in the store free to play. That's another thing too. Keep this in mind. A lot of those games that's digitally are free to play games, right? You can play them for free, download them for free, and play those games for free. And I bet you they count that in as um in the sales, right? Because it's free to play. Add that to it too, right? Any little thing that boosts up those numbers to 85%, which I still don't believe is true. I don't. I think they're full of it. And I think I'm not being racist, but I feel like since Jim Ryan left, it's gotten worse. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's like it's gotten worse. We only hey look, hate it or love it or not, we could have got a God of War game. I would have liked it. I don't care what nobody say. I would like the God of War multiplayer game. We had one before, and I love that one. But yet now games we're getting was like Concord, and you know, other than the other game looked like it could be okay. Probably what's it called, Fair Games. I might try that out. It was, um. But the thing is this, though, like Jim Ryan will at least kept out Spider Man for us to play or Twisted Metal. He had those games out of us to play. God of War, games that we know about, games like that. Now, as far as the art style, I don't know how it's gonna be. It would have been, but as far as the Marvel Spider-Man game, that looked great. Multiplayer game, that looked amazing. They had all the Spider-Man on the screen as multiplayer live service game, and it took that from us because now They give us crap games to play for our live service game, and they expect us to play them, or they'll just sit there in studios or dispatch them. You know what I'm saying? Break them apart and just having like a skeleton crew working as on projects. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. Like, at least you know what? Keep this in mind too. Wolverine was through Jim Ryan. Jim, Jim Ryan had Wolverine out for us, and Spider Man out for us. What's gonna happen after Spider Man goes or the X Men? I think that's all through Jim Ryan. And it wasn't through her. It ain't through Hiroki Toki. It ain't through Nishino Brown, whatever his damn name is. It ain't from him. They don't want to give us nothing but freaking live service crap. That's no wonder Jim Brown talking about 12, 13 games of live service. That's all they think about is live service. That's all they're thinking about. Like, you know, the only reason why they're changing their mind about putting things on PC is because of Xbox, Helix. Because then people be like, why would I buy a PS6? Because they can buy the Xbox for it. Like I said, man, I see articles. If you don't believe me, go to my YouTube channel. Articles sitting there saying Jim Ryan was staggering those PC ports. And I got a feeling Jim Ryan didn't want to do PC ports. They made him do it. I don't know who was his commander in chief back then over Jim Ryan, but somebody told him to do it. He did it. Okay, he came out of nowhere. I don't know when he came in the picture, but I know he's been there for a long period of time as well. But it's kind of weird that he got all that power. I don't know. Something's weird about that. When Jim Ryan left, Horokii got so much power. He said we're over top of the heads of like people like Nino Nishino Brown, whatever his name is, and also Herman Host. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, I don't think now I'm starting to feel like Jim wasn't fired though. He wasn't. Because all this time they still pushing for live service. We started to see two people talk about the same subject, live service, and they are pretty much pushing for it on both sides of Japan and also dude, Herman Host and then Shino Brown. They're both doing it. They both agree on the same thing. That which means that they agreed with it too when Jim Ryan was there. All that they did was just turn the fat of how many games was coming out. It didn't mean that they disagreed with what he was doing. It just means that they wanted to save some money on, so they won't be losing much money like they were, as they did with Concord. Only thing about it, they put their money on the wrong horses. The ones they let go of the games that should have actually made them money. So like look, that's showing you right now. Look at what they just did with Destiny 2 and that's my point. That's my point right there. Look at Destiny 2, look at Marathon. Who called those shots? That shows you it was them. It's them. When Jim Ryan was still there, they were still cutting those games off. Like God of War, Spider Man, and all the other games, Twisted Metal. It's their actions. Jim Ryan wanted us to have those games. Keep that in mind. Those games was available for us because Jim Ryan knew that we needed games that we are familiar with. As far as the Earth Star with that Horizons, I don't know what happened with that one. That was good. But Spider-Man looked great. The multiplayer looked great, and I wanted to play that game. I was interested in playing that Spider-Man game on live service. Jim Ryan was trying to give us games, so you know what? He knew that we needed games to be familiar with for us to say, you know what, yeah, I can go to this game, I can play this game. These other guys don't care. They don't have an eye for nothing. All they have an eye for is how much money they can get out of us. That's it. How much money we get out of them, and if not, oh well, go to the next project. Kill the studio, shut them down, off to the next project. They don't care. But I know one thing: when we push back against the digital ports, the digital games, and start buying physical, they'll learn something then. They're gonna learn something. Stop buying so much physical and start buying more. I'm sorry. Stop that buying so much digital and start buying more physical. And start putting these guys, hold them accountable. Start saying the word fire. Fire Hirooki, fire Nino Yoshida Brown, fire Herman Host. I don't care. Fire him too. I don't care. Fire all three of them. See, that's the problem. People on YouTube sit there and kiss their ass to the Japanese. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hirooki. Oh man, these guys here, they came and did it. Shut up. See, you're the reason why Sony has this backbone of like steel, because y'all don't never, ever, ever criticize these niggas. They don't criticize anybody that's not Japanese. They don't. If they're I'm sorry. If they're Japanese, they don't get criticized. You know what I'm saying? It's just pieces and cream. You know what I mean? But when it comes to somebody that's non-Japanese, they get all the smoke all year round. Never blame anybody besides the one that's non-Japanese. That's it. And that's why they you know why they do what they do? Because they don't never get called out. You never see them get called out. There's always there's always a scapegoats. Herman Host, I ain't gonna lie, he's just a scapegoat, and so is Jim Ryan. I'm gonna be real about to say I'm racist, I'm not being racist. They made sure they got the two white people as the scapegoats. I'm sorry, it's being real. They made sure they got two white people to do their dirty work. It could be a black person one day in the future, you know, right now they just white people, right? And they do their dirty work. And once they let, and they take all the smoke, they take all the heat. And while they sit there behind closed doors, behind stuff not being seen, and they're the main ones doing this crap. The main ones putting this crap out here on us. And they get away scot clean. Scot free, I mean. Scot free, right? Wait till they get that dash to sit here and say now that the PS5, sorry, that the PS6 games will probably just be all digital, but they're saying that, right? They said 2028. I'm thinking this keep on saying that. So they said that 2028 for digital copies, that means the PS6 coming out 2028. That's not necessarily true, right? The PS6 is still launched in 2027. You feel me? And, you know, 2028, then you might see some games start becoming digital. They might do the last year of physical for the PS6, you know, physical games. Then the following year, you might end up starting getting digital copies only. But, like I said, we're starting to push it back now. We can probably fight against this crap, boycott these niggas, sign petitions, and get Hirooki and Toki, get, you know, the Yoshida up out of here. They need to go. They need to go. The same way you saw how they got rid of, like, you know, what's the guy's name? Bill Spencer and, what's the guy's name? Bill Spencer and what's it? And that lady, Sarah Bond. We start saying we're fire them. Fire them. Light under the butt. Fire them. Right? You get some vote to wallet. Buy the games physically from these stores. Please. Alright guys, this is what else I got signed up. I'll take these guys. God bless. If you agree with what I'm talking about, let me know in the comment section. If you don't, tell me why you don't. Alright, peace.
Doesn't get much bigger than playing in a World Cup on home soil. The whole world stops to watch these games.
You embrace this? Fucking own it. USA on 3. 1, 2, 3. USA!
6 billion people watching the biggest spectacle the universe has ever seen.
You do any mistake, I don't care. But communicate, I'm fine.
Everyone was talking about the golden generation. Maybe this team could make a special run.
God, you about to roll over? Tell me you just fucking recorded that.
How many years into a console generation we're going to say we're going back to exclusives on 2 titles? What the
Gears no longer appearing on PlayStation as a, but it was framed in such a way that was like, yeah, specifically because then when it fails, they'll have plenty of reasons to just put their stuff out on PlayStation.
Well, anyone who thinks that Gears E-Day and Clockwork Revolution is console sellers they're lying to me or they're lying to themselves.
You're hurting my feelings.
What the fuck? That's not going to work. Like, Magic Crystal Ball, like, don't worry about it. So Matthew Ball, don't step here like, there's no plans to reverse course. There isn't right now, Matthew Ball. And I'm looking forward to see you eating your fucking shoe when Satya Nadella tells you this is fucking horrible.
No! I don't know what the strategy is here. And I do believe that these games will come to PlayStation. I don't care what Aaron Greenberg says. 100%. What, you expect me to believe Aaron Greenberg, who says Gears isn't a timed exclusive? That same tweet exists for Starfield. And guess what's on my PS5? I don't believe him for a goddamn second.
But this wasn't the mission.
The missions change. They always do.
And so, like, sending Gears out to die seems like a really desperate ploy. So I don't really know that seems fucking crazy. But I think Microsoft is in a really weird spot, and I think that they're really crazy right now. So I don't really know.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Yes, sir. We spent how much money on Gears of War E-Day, and it made how much money only being on PC and Xbox? Fuck it, put it on PlayStation 5, and then they won't buy it there because its old game is old.
I don't like that shit. For sure, bro. I don't like that shit.
The amount of anger I'm seeing towards Xbox just for trying to bring back exclusives. They've just started with 2 games. Clockwork Revolution and Gears of War E-Day. They're just starting with 2 games becoming exclusive again, and people are losing their damn minds. Look, I will be the first to admit that Xbox made some mistakes in the past. I mean, clearly, Asha Sharma said they're not doing well, they're not healthy. This is the Xbox reset. When you reset something, that means you're trying to start over. So Asha and Matthew Ball and the rest of her team, they're trying to start over. So making 2 games right now, console exclusives, is driving these Xbox haters mad. You saw the clip of Greg Miller. You saw the clip of some pieces of shits from IGN. They're losing their damn mind over Xbox making Gears of War E-Day and Clockwork Revolution exclusives. Now, the first thing they say, oh, they are stupid. They're not going to make any money. They're putting those games out there to fail. You know what? Who knows? All I know is I care that they're trying. They're actually trying to bring people back to the Xbox brand. They're actually trying to make the console relevant again. If the games fail, the games fail. But damn, at least they're trying, man. Holy shit. Why are these guys so mad? Why the hell is Greg Miller so mad about Xbox making games exclusives? Why is he so mad, man? People say, oh, they only got 30 million consoles out there. Well, look, shit. If 2 million people buy it, that's more than Soros, isn't it? So let's chill with this bullshit, man. People are losing their minds. And then we have this hypocrisy out here. These people are hypocrites. And it's driving me crazy. This guy, Hunter, who's a PlayStation fanboy but try to act like he's a neutral. He says, the whole world wants Gears on PS5. Exclusives are bad for gamers, bad for the coalition, and bad for the long-term health of the Gears IP. It really is unfortunate that a short-term decision like this was made.
You're just thirsty, bitch. Go drink you some water.
Hunter, if you don't shut your goofy ass up, stop it, bro. Damn. You know what? With the exception of Forza Horizon 5 and maybe Sea of Thieves, all of the games Xbox put on PlayStation didn't sell shit, including Gears of War Reloaded. But you guys want to sit up here and act like PS5 is going to save Gears of War E-Day. I'm tired of this bullshit, man. What is wrong with you people? All of this hate just because Xbox is doing console exclusives again. Wow. GameSpot said upcoming Xbox exclusives are being sent out to die, analyst says. Xbox pushes back. Yeah, Xbox is pushing back because this is some bullshit. Give it a chance. And like I said before, at least they're trying, man. You can't try to bring the brand back by doing the same thing the previous regime did the last 2 years. You can't say, yeah, we're trying to bring Xbox back but have no console exclusives. We're trying to bring Xbox back but leaving all of their games on PlayStation. And look, I appreciate Asha pulling Halo Campaign Evolved trailer from the last day to play. Yes, I appreciate her trying to get Fable and Halo Campaign Evolved back to be console exclusives. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to do it, but I appreciate her doing that. It's like she realizes in order to bring back Xbox, she got to make people want to get
Some of the third-party games are pretty much just. Hello, this is Broly SS Guide, and I'm back with another video. This video, I like to talk about how Sony is, I think, well, I feel like this. I feel like Sony is lying about the 85% of the data showing that mostly players are buying digital over physical. And I'm saying that because I think what it is, I think physical was doing well because I heard that, God of War Ragnarok sold 55% physical over digital. You know what I'm saying? Even with Astrobot, it sold 55% digital. I'm sorry, physical over digital. And I think that's why they're slowing down on their first party games because, like, I feel like they know that physical will sell a whole lot more. You see what I'm saying? It will sell a whole lot more physically. So what they're doing is they're slowing down the production of their first party games, and then the second and third party games sell more digitally only. Some of these digital copies, some of the third party games are pretty much just digital only, and you have to buy it that way. You know what I'm saying? And then that will show in the data that a look, digital is selling more than physical. They're doing a mind game, guys. You know what I'm saying? I think the 85% is a lie, and I think that they're trying to pretty much control how we buy our games. Look at Grand Theft Auto as a perfect example. That game came out all digital. I mean, you got no option for a physical copy for it. None. It ain't gonna sell you a code in a box, which is pretty much digital anyway. It's digitally. So what's the point? So look. In my opinion, Sony's 85% is full of crap. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, and the reason why they put that number up like that to be so big of a number is to make it so like you can't have no kind of say so that it's justified of it being 85% of them putting out digital games only in 2028, I believe. This is what they want. They've been wanting this mess, bro. They want to control how much money we spend on these games, and they're gonna jack the prices up higher and higher and higher. $200 for a game probably because it's a PS6. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't know the biggest PS6 supporter until I heard about it being all digital. Now I'm like, I might not even buy one, bro. I probably ain't gonna buy no PS6. You know what I'm saying? Keyword is probably. At the same time, it's like I don't know. I might not even buy a PS6 now. I was a big one sit here on this channel talking about I want the PS6, Sony, I want the PS6, and hearing about all digital. I probably stick with my PS5 or just bite the bullet and get a PS5 Pro. I know I just said that right. I might have to buy the PS5 Pro because it will have a pretty much a physical disc I can pay buy for it, and most of the games that's coming up on PS6 will be on the PS5 Pro. So I might end up getting a PS5 Pro, even though I know. One thing about it, I don't want to buy a console that has no disc drive. I'm sorry, it's just that's weird. I feel powerless. I feel I can't watch my movies on it. I got a lot of Blu-ray discs in my house, DVDs. You know what I mean? I like to pop in my stuff when I'm watching it, and to not have that option no more, and I use my disc a lot with my disc tray for my PS5. I just watched Avatar. The oldest, the first Avatar movie on my it's Blu-ray on my PlayStation 5, and it looks incredible on a 4K TV. QLED, by the way, looks amazing on that. It looks so realistic and so beautiful, and I just thank God I have a physical PlayStation 5, physical disc version. That's what I'm going to say, right? But look, guys, don't let Sony bully us into this mess. Regardless of them being quiet, make them speak, make them talk. Start talking about firing. Start saying we need to roll some heads. And you know what? And I stand behind MBG. I don't know what he did with his Xbox Pass. I don't know. I didn't really watch him like that. If he is an Xbox refugee over the PlayStation 5, then so be it. At least he's trying to actually help people save their libraries of digital copies, and I respect that. I mean, you got people that's supposed to be diehard PS PlayStation fans, and they're not even helping out the cause. They still want to continue to buy digital copies. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, if your GameStop is shut down, that's on y'all. Mine's still open. We support our GameStop. We go in there, we buy our games. You know what I'm saying? Like we go in there, we buy our controllers, anything they support our GameStop. I don't hate my GameStop. I love my GameStop. I don't know problems y'all had with y'all. As far as like trading stuff in, yeah, I understand they did some bad things with that. You know what I said to myself? Stop trading my stuff in. Just buy my games, get in and get out. If you know they're going to sit there and give you less money than what you want, then you realize, hey, don't sell it to them. Don't trade it in. But if you hard up on cash, then you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and give them for them crackhead prices. Yeah, so I don't know what to tell you with that. That's why I keep all my consoles now. I don't trade nothing in as far as my consoles. Not even my games. I stopped doing that years ago. I mean, like, if push comes to shove, then I would have to do it, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I plan on keeping all my consoles. I'm not ready. I'm not trading my console in for a PS5 for a PS6. If I get a PS5 Pro, it's coming out of my money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna say trading my PS5 for a PS5 Pro. Nah, I'm just gonna get my joint straight up cash. Simple as that. So yeah, I'm glad the MBG and other people out here, calling this stuff out. Also, what's my boy name? Cage. What's his name? Classic Cage? No, what's that nigga name, bruh? The guy from Mortal Kombat. You've been Cage. You know what I'm talking about? I just watched him a few minutes ago too. The guy that loves Mortal Kombat and everything. He hasn't been on in a while, but he just came back. Uncaged, yeah, Uncaged Gaming, him. Yeah, 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 yeah. I watched him, man. He was even talking about it, man. Everybody is up in arms about this, and as they should be. And I know they said that the PlayStation's page got over 101 million views. That's cool, but we need 101 million signatures on the petition. Get that 101 million petition sign up on that joint. Start petitioning that joint. Start calling the roll some heads, man. Fire Hiroki Toki. Fire Dino Casino Brown. Fire Herman Host. He can go too. All of them to be fired, bro. You gotta start calling them out. You see what happened with Microsoft, right? They got rid of all them niggas. All of them gone. What's his nigga name? Phil Spencer's gone now. Sarah Bond's gone. Call him out. Get him fired. Get him up out of there. Hiroki, get him deported. Fuck that. Look, send them packing. Send them right back to Japan. They want to sit here and give us overpriced, over overpriced systems and all this stuff. Pack them up. They need to get up out of USA. Get them up out of here. That ass. I'm not playing. I don't care, dog. Like, I'm that mad at them because, like, look at how they treat us over here on this side. They sit here at jack bar prices over here on the consoles, but over in Japan, they got a way cheaper prices for their consoles. I don't care if it's their home turf or not. If we buy them over here, Japan don't even like y'all console. Don't even buy y'all console. They pick Nintendo over y'all. And you know what? By Jim Ryan cutting off Japan studios, you know what? He had the right to do that. And well, he did do it because they weren't doing it over there anyway. They might well buy no Japanese games like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't selling like that. It wasn't selling no consoles over there. The games wasn't selling that much over here probably. Hey, it is what it is. Bye. So look, they can go ahead. I'm at the point though, like they want to act like this. They don't want to budge. They don't want to talk. That's not a problem with Sony too. They don't talk. They don't say nothing. They want to sit there and just be quiet. And when they do say something, look, okay, matter of fact, that nigga Nino, right? He never sit there and said these games will be exclusive for PlayStation. He had to try to be sneaky about it and go around it in a sneaky way, right? But you know, he knows how he try to leave it out so like the door still open for PC players, right? Because look, you know what's gonna happen with them? Remember, their company is 65% PlayStation now in business. If people don't buy your PS6, if people start unsubscribing to your PS Plus, y'all will sink. Y'all do know that, right? You will go bankrupt. They think they got so much money they gonna stay afloat. Y'all about to start selling more movies. I tell you that right now. Y'all about to put all y'all money and y'all power to the movies. I'm not lying. They might start doing that because nah, you know what I mean? Just nah. It's just, yeah, they need to do something like that because what? No, where? Hold on, guys. That's a Bugatti. I'm sorry, I got a little sidetracked, but I never seen one look like this before. As far as Bugatti, wow, that's tight. I'm not much on the colors, but like that body style. That's sick. Wow, 396,000. Good gracious, I'm like, man. I don't like those tires though. That yellow tires. Nah, that was, hey, I'm get sidetracked. I'm sorry. But look, like I said, man, Sony, they are really feeling themselves. And I think it's time for America, USA, all around the world, show them that hey, you don't run nothing over here. You can't control us like that. We will not let you control us like that, bro. If you notice that PC players actually fought back against Sony many times and won against them, made them bend the knee and everything, Sony had to let the let the PC players go for us, right? But yeah, they'll sit there and want to steal all the PC players' money. We got the same power. We are pretty much PlayStation, bro. You know what I'm saying? We are their customers. So all we gotta do is the same thing, fight back against them. It's not too late to do it. We got plenty of time to start buying more physical copies and also just not buy so many like digital. You know what I'm saying? And keep calling out these CEOs, Herman hosts, Haruki the Toki's #1 on the list. Nino Nishino Brown, he's on the list as well. Get rid of these guys, man. They got to go. They need to be fired, bro. But this kind of um thing that they got going on, they need to be fired. Simple as that. You know what I mean? Call them out. You got people that want to protect these guys that sit there and keep blaming Jen Ryan and Herman Host and then start talking about stuff that happened way back in the day. They were PC ports. What PC ports got to do with this? Because PC ports was Yoshida's idea, but they don't want to talk about that. Jen Ryan and Henry Host did this. But yeah, they will never say that Shuhei Yoshida was the one that sit there and said, "Oh yeah, I was the one that suggested PC parts." They won't talk about that. No, they won't say nothing about that. It's all Jim Ryan. If Jim Ryan didn't do this with the last service, what gave Jim Ryan the idea of last service? It was shooting Yoshida. If it was shooting Yoshida, it was their bosses. Because why is Nishino Brown right now and Herman Ho still talking about last service games? Talking about hey, look. You know what makes even more true that Jim Ryan it wasn't Jim Ryan's idea? Why is he acting like in the interview in the article? He sit there and said, "Oh, it was Nino, the Japanese dude." He sit there and said in the interview, "Oh yes, the what do you call it? The PC." He said The what do you call that joint, bro? The live service games are something new. It's a brand new experience for the players. Like what? You know how old that is for live service games? It's been out for years. Live service has been out for years. What do you mean new? Something new. Something, the players want really bad. Like what? Yeah, like it came out this year. The way he talked about live service. So take that and think about what Jen Ryan was doing back then. They wanted this either with or without Jen Ryan. They wanted this to happen. And they still want this to happen. And I don't want to hear about the failures of the live service stuff. And you know what they talking about even with the failures? They were talking about, well, we will continue pushing anyway until we get it right. That goes to tell you it wasn't Jim Ryan's idea. It was their idea. Hirooki Nitoki, Nino Nishino Brown, and other people as well. I'll put this on the Japanese part mostly because it's mostly a Japanese company. You know what I'm saying? People of other races are in there with them as well, but it's not ran by them. It's ran by Japan. It's a Japanese company. Jim Ryan don't have the power to sit there and tell the whole place that, hey, you know what, we're gonna go all you know what I'm saying? Just what is it? All live service. That was their idea. They told Jim Ryan what to do, and he did it. Simple as that. Just like Satya Nadella and Phil Spencer. Satya said he wanted no PC. Satya said he wanted no exclusives. Also, you start hearing what's the nigga name? Phil Spencer talking about no exclusives. Same thing with Jim Ryan. His managers told him. Remember, it's because Jim Ryan was the CEO. Doesn't mean he had no manager over top of him telling him what to do. I don't know who his manager was at the time, but they was telling him they wanted live service games. That's what they got. So they gotta accept it like that. You feel me? But anyway, guys, in the video, this Ballistic guy signing out. One love and peace.
You might think you're looking at Taco Bell's Cantina chicken menu, but they're all just extras in this commercial. The real star? Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa, the sauce with main character energy. New jalapeno citrus salsa, only on the Cantina menu.
Save big when you shop red at Giant. Discover thousands of sizzling deals down every aisle with bonus buy and deal lock, and you'll get the same great prices in store and online at giantfood.com.
Well, it's been over 24 hours since Sony made the announcement that they're going to be ending physical discs and physical media for PlayStation, and they haven't said anything. No response, just silence. But if you look here, you can see that their post announcing this has garnered over 85 million views, which is absolutely insane, but good to see because, I mean, all I've been seeing over the last 24 hours is Sony getting demolished, completely and utterly demolished across not just Twitter, but all of social media, YouTube, everything. And it's been great to see that because it lets me know that more people than you would expect seem to understand why this is such a bad thing, right? Even I've encountered even many people who prefer to buy their games digitally.
The PlayStation games to go to PC.
Generation. Because in the past, as you all know, we wanted to popularize console. And the title was something, and the first-party title main purpose was to make the hardware or the console popular, right? It is true, right? But there's a synergy to it. So if we have a strong first-party content, not only with our console, but also other platforms like computers. And the first-party can be grown with multi-platforms, and that can help operating profit to improve. So that's another one that we want to practically work on. I personally think there are opportunities out there for improvement of margin. So I would like to go aggressive on improving our margin performance. Now to INSS generation, because in the past, as you all know, we wanted to popularize console, and the title was something, and the first-party title.
According to former PlayStation Studios head Shuhei Yoshida, the company's PC strategy is less about expanding its fanbase and more about exploiting a readily available revenue stream. Yoshida, speaking on Sacred Symbols Plus, openly admitted that he advocated for PC ports long before Sony officially adopted the strategy. The rationale? Simple, untapped markets and easy money. He claims the idea is to convert PC players into PlayStation customers, suggesting they might buy a console for future installments of their favorite franchises. Releasing on PC does many things. It reaches a new audience who do not own consoles, especially in regions where consoles are not as popular, Yoshida explained. The idea is that those people may become fans of a particular franchise, and when a new game in that series comes out, they may be convinced to purchase a PlayStation. However, this argument rings hollow to many. PC gamers are notoriously. According to former PlayStation Studios head Shuhei Yoshida, the company's PC strategy is less about expanding its fanbase and more about exploiting a readily available revenue stream. Yoshida, speaking on Sacred Symbols Plus, openly admitted that he advocated for PC ports long before Sony officially adopted the strategy. The rationale? Simple, untapped markets and easy money. He claims the idea is to convert PC players into PlayStation customers, suggesting they might buy a console for future installments of their favorite franchises. Releasing on PC does many things. It reaches a new audience who do not own consoles, especially in regions where consoles are not as popular, Yoshida explained. The idea is that those people may become fans of a particular franchise, and when a new game in that series comes out, they may be convinced to purchase a PlayStation. However, this argument rings hollow to many. PC gamers are notoriously. According to former PlayStation Studios head Shuhei Yoshida, the company's PC strategy is less about expanding its fanbase and more about exploiting a readily available revenue stream. Yoshida, speaking on Sacred Symbols Plus, openly admitted that he advocated for PC ports long before Sony officially adopted the